Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology.
This administration has made abundantly clear digital assets are here to stay, and we are going to make the U.S. the digital asset hub of the world. And through smart regulation, Senate and House are both pushing through very sound, safe bills to bring crypto and digital assets onshore in the U.S. and to make sure that the U.S. is both the financial and the technological leader. I am a big proponent of the U.S. taking the worldwide lead in crypto. I think we have to bring it onshore and use our best practices and regulation. I've been excited about the president's embrace of crypto. The crypto economy is here to stay.
I've also called on Congress to pass landmark legislation creating simple, common sense rules for stablecoins and market structure. With the right legal framework, institutions large and small will be liberated to invest, innovate, and take part in one of the most exciting technological revolutions in modern history. This afternoon, we take a giant step to cement American dominance of global finance and crypto technology as we sign the landmark Genius Act into law. The Genius Act creates a clear and simple regulatory framework to establish and unleash the immense promise of dollar-backed stable coins. This could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet itself. With the privacy, flexibility, and decentralization of cash, this revolution has the potential to supercharge American economic growth and empower billions of people to save and transfer in U.S. dollars. This will increase demand for U.S. Treasuries, lower interest rates, and secure the dollar's status as the world's reserve currency for generations to come.
This is landmark legislation that overhauls the entire financial system. It creates new payment rails. A stable coin is literally a digital dollar that's backed by a real dollar in a bank account somewhere else. And so what we have here is, we're pushing U.S. dollars globally. It gives others in different parts of the world the opportunity to have dollar-backed stablecoins in the account. It keeps their money secure and safe. For these stablecoin issuers now, they have to be one-to-one backed. They have to prove they're one-to-one backed in an audit. So we have now full transparency of what they're doing. This technology is revolutionizing the financial system in really tremendous ways. And a lot of what's happening in the crypto space is propelling that forward. So
this is incredible innovation as the president wants the U.S. to be the crypto capital of the world, the digital asset of the world, and the fact that basically the stablecoin market is growing at really almost an exponential pace, and the possibility is this can be a several trillion-dollar demand for U.S. assets is extraordinarily positive.
President Trump is preparing to open U.S. 401ks, the retirement market, in part to crypto investments.
More and more Americans, from everyday investors to institutional asset managers, are engaging with these technologies, and not just for speculation, but as a part of a broader shift toward more accessible, decentralized financial tools. And it's not just individuals. Increasingly, United States businesses are integrating cryptocurrencies into their corporate strategies.
Because I believe that U.S. dollar-backed stablecoins, as you said, collateralized with Treasury bills, could be a substantial portion, or create a substantial new buyer for U.S. Treasury bills. And I think equally as important, it can lock in dollar dominance. Over history, there's been a series of events that have kept the U.S. as a reserve currency, and I think passing this important stablecoin legislation could be that event for the 2020s.
I think stablecoins could reinforce dollar supremacy, because with stablecoins could end up being one of the largest buyers of U.S. Treasuries or T-bills. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, if you are using a stable coin in Nigeria that's backed by the US dollar, you don't actually have to have dollars. It's on your phone. You can transact. So I think there's a very good chance that crypto is actually one of the things that locks in dollar supremacy. And I'm here to assure you that we are going to work with the controller of the currency, the IRS, and we're going to rescind and amend all applicable previous guidance. And we are going to put a lot of thought into the stablecoin regime. And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that.
I think you'll also see stablecoins being used as payments. I think this is one of the really exciting things about the bill is that blockchain infrastructure will be used as a new kind of dollar-based payment system.
Yes.
That's faster, it's more efficient, smoother. It's a payment system of the future.
Firms have executed foreign exchange trades using blockchain technology with smart contracts in an attempt to improve efficiencies in foreign exchange trading. Separately, we are aware of financial institutions that have used blockchain to facilitate intraday repo transactions 24/7, not just in the morning, settling, clearing at night. All day, repo transactions are able to go across these blockchains.
We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, CUSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. Every investor, you and I, will have our own number, our own identification. We could rid ourselves of all issues around illicit activities around bonds and stocks and digital by having a tokenization. We would have instantaneous settlement. Think about all the costs of settling bonds and stocks. But if you had a tokenization, everything would be immediate because it's just a line item. And so we believe this is a technological transformation for financial assets. In the technological revolution in the financial markets, step 2 is going to be the tokenization of every financial asset. And to me, this is where we believe it's going. So, as I said, these are just stepping stones towards tokenization. And I really do believe this is where we're going to be going. We have the technology to tokenize today. If you want to talk about, think about this. If you had a tokenized security and you have a tokenized identity, you, Andrew, the moment you buy or sell an instrument, it is known. It's on a general ledger that is all created together. You want to talk about issues around money laundering and all that. This eliminates all corruption by having a tokenized system. As a huge believer of crypto and blockchain and tokenization, I want the SEC to rapidly approve the tokenization of bonds and stocks. That will simplify things, make things easier. Some of the tax on BlackRock would never have to vote on a proxy vote anymore because every owner of record would be notified through a tokenization of equities. And it would save more money for more people. It would bring down the cost of ownership of stock and bonds. So those are the type of financial reforms we need.
Specifically on the use case that you mentioned, because a lot of folks watching probably would have the reaction, the only use case for Ripple and some of these other tokens out there is speculation. So what is the actual use case of XRP?
Okay, so XRP, that's absolutely not the case. You can speculate in it because it's out there and trading. But XRP, they started Ripple, and I'm not going to speak for them, okay? But they started Ripple to facilitate transactions, moving money around, okay? But now it's literally helping tokenize everything. As they develop their level 2 build out, they are really going to tokenize everything. They've just bought a broker-dealer clearing member, as you may know, and I think that's the first step toward integrating traditional finance with DeFi. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a breakthrough. It is a breakthrough